This is the enviable life of water camping. With the help of a floating board, a tent is set up on the lake. Wherever it floats to, that's where they stay, realizing a life of drifting with the waves on a deserted island. On this day, Ake arrived at a lakeside meadow. They used an air pump to set up the tent, and with a small hammer, they drove the tent pegs to firmly fix the surroundings. Inside the tent, they set up a folding sofa bed, and a fireplace pipeline for heating as a temporary camping tent by the lake. Then they inflated the floating tent, laid a comfortable and soft blanket, and connected it to the floating board to form a stable floating tent on the water. After that, Ake placed the folded camping chairs and tables on the floating board. With the oars in hand, they could drift with the waves on the lake, realizing the water camping life of going wherever they wanted. After going through numerous twists and turns, Ake came across a small hill. The two of them, who had originally wanted to go up the hill to find food, couldn't do so because there was no way to reach the shore. So Ake used ropes to pull the floating tent on the water to dock at the shore. Then Ake took out a fishing rod, ready to catch some fresh small fish here. His wife wasn't idle either. She boiled water and made tea in front of the camping chairs and tables beside them, making 2 cups of coffee first. The two of them sat on the comfortable folding chairs, and looking at the beautiful scenery by the lake at that moment. They truly felt comfortable and pleasant. After taking a short rest, the couple, Ake and his wife, continued on their journey, drifting forward along the river. Since they didn't catch anything with the fishing rod, they went to the tent camp on the lakeside meadow, and first stopped at this deserted island for a while. Inside the tent, it was a bit damp because it was close to the water source. Ake collected some firewood nearby and put it into the fireplace to light it, starting a fire to keep the camp warm. Compared to being worried on the lake, the shore was much safer. He also took out a barbecue stove in the camp and lit the charcoal. As the fire burned, Ake felt warm and at ease. He then hid aside and leisurely started fishing. After waiting for a while, he actually caught 2 big fish. After a simple cut and marination, he clamped them with a stainless steel rack and placed them on the charcoal stove to slowly grill. At this time, wisps of smoke rose, and the delicious grilled fish smelled really good. Paired with the fresh mushrooms, tonight's sumptuous meal was sorted out. Before long, the sky gradually darkened, and Ox Camp was lit up, warm and comfortable, as cozy as at home. At night, Ake took out the grilled fish, and slowly enjoyed it with his wife in the tent. It was truly fresh and delicious. Hiding in the warm tent with his wife, roasting by the fire and eating the grilled fish, they felt relaxed and comfortable. After eating and drinking their fill, Ake went out for a patrol as usual. There were many small fish here, and they often accidentally jumped onto the shore. The kind Ake would put them back into the lake, and installed a night vision camera not far away to ensure the safety of the camp at night. Then he returned to the tent, got into the warm quilt, roasted by the fire and fell asleep early. Early the next morning, the mountains were shrouded in clouds and mist, and only Ox Camp on the island remained. The two of them woke up early, and felt the early morning nature by the shore. Then they took out the folded camping table, lit the fire, heated oil in the pot, and boiled a pot of water. His virtuous wife cut the green peppers and tomatoes, paired them with bread and cheese, and made a pot of hot tea. This was their sumptuous breakfast for this morning. Ake put the floating tent back on the lake, placed the camping table and breakfast on the floating board, and leisurely enjoyed the breakfast on the lake, feeling the pleasure of the landscape. It was truly a pleasant enjoyment. Then they returned to the land island, took out the equipment on the floating board, and put it back into the car, disassembled the tent, drove the car, and set off again on their camping journey.